Welcome back, folks, to Fishing Planet. Today, we're going to talk about the reason I'm not big on money and leveling farms, guys. The only reason, really, to do it is if you're only a person that cares about competitions or if you are coming from another platform and you've already played the game before. So, let's get started. Now, to be very clear, anybody can play the game the way they want to. I'm not trying to tell everybody how to play the game. I'm just showing you why money and leveling farm isn't very effective. And I'm going to be very clear too. I did the same thing everybody else did. And I started at Emerald Lake and I stayed there till Michigan. And that was a poor idea. But at least back then they didn't have missions or when I started to have missions or a species list like this, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this, but you definitely now are more effective at doing it. And this is why I don't do very many money or leveling guides. So I've only done, I think, 3 ever. And sure, they're an easy way to get views, trust me, but they're an old and outdated way of playing this game. And I'll talk about this a little bit more here with a few reasons. And we'll start with one right off the bat. Right now, currently, when I'm making this video, it is really popular for people to buy the DLC Congo pack and going to Congo. And I'm all for supporting the game and buying stuff. But I actually would buy the cool looking poles or the boats after you know what you're doing. And the reason why is right now, more than ever, people are starting the game, they're going to the Congo, they're getting burned out for catching one fish, and they just quit playing. I've seen it so many times. Or a low level will go to the Congo, get bit off, and they leave the room. They're done. So that's it's a real problem right now. But now I'm going to show you other reasons why this is not a good idea. And it doesn't just apply to Congo. People get burnt out just fishing walleye or pike. I remember I got burnt out on pike at St. Croix. So that was a gap that I quit playing for a while. It happened to me, happens to a lot of people. With that being said, catching one fish repeatedly in one spot doesn't help you progress in the game. If you're just trying to play the game kind of naturally how it is, we now have this really cool fish species. We'll go down to Lone Star here because I'm going to use this example here in a second. But we have all these different fish you want to catch, and we also have missions now to complete the game. And there's missions at every lake, and there's ones that are mixed up through all the lakes. And now we're going to use this one mission right here as an example, guys. So to get to level 4, currently right now in the game, it's 270 XP. If you can get 270 XP, that gets you to level 4. So this one mission, just this one mission, gets you basically probably to 6 or 7. I don't know exactly what it would be. So if you do that and you stay at the lake, you do your missions and you catch all your fish over here. Now, granted, some fish can be real tricky and maybe you want to come back to them later. But if you get the majority of them done, and we'll use Lone Star as an example, without premium, you saw that's not affected by premium, that mission. You're probably going to be level, I don't know, probably bare minimum. If you do all that, you're probably going to be level, let's just even say 8, right? The next lake unlocks at level 3. So you're going to be already, if you continuously do this, for the most part, you're going to be ahead of the game. You're going to have more levels than what the next lake requires you if you progress naturally like that. Not to mention that if you're only catching one fish, you're generally not getting any better at the game because you're doing the same thing. You're not really learning how to do something different. You're not learning how to catch a different fish with a different rod or, etc. Or have to catch it with a shad for a mission or whatever it may be. Another reason, and I'm going to use Emerald Lake as an example because everybody thinks it's an amazing money farm, is each lake generally gets better for money anyway. So most people, would assume Emerald Lake, you stay there for a long time, that's where your best money is for a long time. That is very incorrect. I did a video where in one video I showed all the lakes that were currently in the game and the best way to make money at each lake and including setups and stuff. I'll leave that down below for people that do need to make some money for something they have in mind. But in that video, I show per hour totals. And Emerald Lake, as you'll see right here, Naharan, level 10. Right after Emerald Lake, actually, you can make more money at per hour than you can at Emerald Lake. And it's overlooked. Almost every lake in this game, as it gets higher, you make more money at. Now, there's a few exceptions to that, but that's a general rule, guys. And the people telling everybody to stay at Emerald Lake when they start out, that is super frustrating because that is not a very great money farm, guys. Also, another point I'm going to make, we're going to pick on the Congo a little bit here. You can sit somewhere, get all the way to level 80, and get all the money you want, but that big pole or whatever keep net you wanted or you wanted to get to doesn't help you catch a fish in Lone Star. Like, you can get a pack and you can sit at Lone Star, but at the end of the day, you still got to catch a golden shiner at Lone Star. You still have these missions to do at Lone Star, and you haven't caught a fish monster there. So sitting there doesn't really help you in any way. And I already showed that you get more levels playing the game naturally than you need. So you're not actually being productive just going somewhere and sitting and money farming. And just because you guys, just another thing too, if you guys think this is only because I'm level 80 and I think this is not true. So my son started playing the game without premium. He started playing recently after the missions and all that were added. He played without premium, and I don't remember what level he is. I think he's like 20 or 30. He played without premium, and when he did his fish species list and his missions and all that, he didn't have to sit and money farm. Now, granted, he had me to ask questions to get help on, so it was a little easier for him. So some people might still need, some money later on. But what really helps you in the game not waste money or XP is wasting your time leaving lakes. If you just stay at a lake, do all the species missions, maybe you for example, maybe you're at Naharan, you get all your missions, maybe you want to catch some smallmouth bass for a while. That's what really helps you is actually just staying there, completing everything in one go, learning the lake, then moving on to your next lake. It's not power farming or money level farming to get more XP. You learn more by just playing the game naturally. Now, I have some more points, but this video is already long enough, guys. And I didn't mean to go on this long. I've tried to always keep short videos. But just keep that in mind when somebody's starting out. Just tell them to play the game naturally. Or, people could have fun, I guess, money farming or just sitting at a place catching a fish. That's just not the way I would do it anymore now, knowing what I know with my experience. It doesn't seem like a very wise way of going about it. Anyway, you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time, folks. Have a good one.